Hello, friends, and welcome. It's the Mind and Motion channel. Today, we'll talk about a problem everyone knows: procrastination, that quiet thief that silently steals your time, your energy, your focus. You know it well. You delay the important task. You busy yourself with the small stuff. The deadline draws near, and guilt and stress arrive. As predictable as the sunset, the cycle repeats again and again. But procrastination is not just laziness. It wears many masks: fear of failure, fear of being judged, overwhelm, perfectionism, or simply not knowing where to start. It convinces you that you need more time, more energy, more inspiration. But here's the truth: motivation rarely arrives first. Action does. In this block, I'll give you a clear, battle-tested way out, a step-by-step shift from delaying to doing. First, name the resistance. Say it out loud. I'm overwhelmed, or I'm afraid. Naming it weakens it. Then, shrink the task. Break it into the tiniest possible next action. The one thing you can do in 2 minutes: open the document, write one sentence, make one call, prepare one page. Small wins build unstoppable momentum. Second, remove friction. Design your environment to make the right choice easier. Put your phone away, clear a workspace, set a timer for 25 minutes, and commit to one focused block. Make the pathway to work shorter than the pathway to distraction. Third, celebrate the repeat. Track the tiny win, a checklist, a simple habit tracker, a coin in a jar. Let the evidence of progress encourage you. Discipline grows when you see the score rising. This is not a magic pill. It's a practice. Show up for the small step, again and again. Action creates clarity. Clarity creates confidence. Confidence crushes procrastination. Stay with us. Next, we'll walk through a practical routine you can use today to break the pattern and finish what matters. Start now. Take one tiny step. Your future self is already thanking you. Let's talk about the roots of procrastination, because procrastination is not the problem itself, it is the symptom. Behind it are deeper forces, invisible chains that quietly pull us away from the work that truly matters. And if we want freedom, if we want real breakthrough, we must expose them one by one, tear off their masks, and face them directly. The first enemy is fear of failure. Think for a moment. How many times have you delayed a project, not because you didn't care, but because you cared too much? You wanted it to be perfect, flawless, impressive. You thought, if I can't do it right, maybe I shouldn't do it at all. And so you waited, you postponed, you hesitated. Days passed. Opportunities slipped through your fingers, and fear whispered, "It's safer not to try than to risk being judged." But the truth is this: failure is not the opposite of progress. Failure is progress. Every attempt, even a messy, imperfect attempt, moves you forward. The only true failure is never starting at all. The second root is overwhelm. You see the mountain ahead, the giant goal, the endless to-do list, and your brain freezes. It says, too much, too heavy, I'll deal with it later. Overwhelm paralyzes action. But remember this: you don't climb a mountain in one leap. You climb it, step by step, stone by stone, one faithful move at a time. The cure for overwhelm is not to shrink your dream, but to shrink the first step. Ask yourself, what is the next smallest action I can take? Not the whole book, just the first page. Not the whole workout, just 10 push-ups. Not the entire business plan, just one phone call. Do that, then the next, then the next. And slowly, what felt impossible becomes possible. The mountain moves. The third root is lack of energy. Let's be honest. It's hard to create, to focus, to build anything meaningful when you're running on empty. Poor sleep, poor nutrition, endless stress, scrolling late into the night. They drain the fuel your brain and body need to act. Sometimes procrastination is not a time problem. It's an energy problem. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more strength within those hours. That means rest. That means moving your body. That means saying no to habits that steal your vitality. Energy is the currency of discipline. Without it, even the strongest intentions collapse. But with it, the smallest action can spark momentum. And momentum creates change. And then comes the fourth root, dopamine traps. Social media, endless scrolling, binge watching, chasing quick pleasures. Why does the brain prefer them over real work? Because real work pays off later, but dopamine pays off now. It's a counterfeit reward system. 5 minutes of scrolling promises rest, but leaves you more tired. One more episode promises escape, but leaves you more distracted. The quick hit feels easy, but empties your focus, rewires your brain, and convinces you that progress can wait. But it cannot wait. To break free, you must retrain your brain to crave the long-term reward more than the short-term hit. Put distance between yourself and the trap. Silence notifications. Set limits. Choose progress over distraction. Choose the deeper satisfaction of growth over the shallow thrill of escape. So hear this, friends. Procrastination is not laziness. It is fear. It is overwhelm. It is exhaustion. It is distraction. But once you see the roots, you can cut them down. You can replace fear with courage. You can replace overwhelm with small steps. You can restore energy with wise habits. You can overcome dopamine traps with vision and purpose. And when you do, something powerful happens. You stop waiting for the perfect moment and you create it. You stop wasting your days in delay and you redeem them. So ask yourself today, which of these roots has been holding you back? Fear, overwhelm, low energy, or dopamine traps? Name it, face it. Take one bold step of action, even now, before the moment slips away, because freedom from procrastination begins the moment you refuse to delay any longer. And that moment can be right now. Step 1, break tasks into small steps. Big goals are beautiful. They light a fire in your heart. They make you dream bigger, hope higher, reach further. But let's be honest, they can also crush you. They can sit on your shoulders like a mountain of weight. You say, I need to write a book. I need to build a business. I need to change my entire life. And suddenly, the dream that once inspired you begins to paralyze you. The brain whispers, not today, maybe tomorrow. And so, another day passes, another week, another year. But here's the truth. Every great achievement in history was not built in one grand leap. It was built in thousands of small, almost invisible steps. You don't need to write a book today. You only need to write 200 words. That's half a page. That's 10 minutes. Tomorrow, another 200, and then another. Soon, Those words stack into paragraphs, the paragraphs into chapters, and the chapters into a finished book. The same is true for every dream. You don't build a business in one stroke. You make one phone call. You send one email. You learn one new skill. You don't get in shape overnight. You drink one glass of water. You take one walk. You choose one healthier meal. Small steps, repeated faithfully, become unstoppable momentum. And here's the secret most people miss. Progress itself is the antidote to procrastination. When you see yourself moving forward, even in the tiniest way, the fog begins to lift, the guilt begins to fade, your energy grows. Because progress fuels hope, and hope fuels action. So don't despise the small beginnings. Don't mock the first step, because it seems insignificant. That step, Simon, is sacred. That step is the key. A mountain is never conquered by one dramatic leap to the summit. It is conquered by thousands of steady, faithful steps upward. And you, yes, you already have the strength to take the first one. Step 2, use the 5-minute rule. Have you ever noticed the hardest part of any task is not the doing, but the starting? You look at the work before you, and your mind instantly fills with excuses. I don't have time, I'm too tired, I'll start later. And later turns into tomorrow, tomorrow turns into next week, and the cycle of procrastination continues. But here is the breakthrough. You don't need to commit to hours. You don't need to promise yourself a flawless performance. You only need to promise 5 minutes, just 5. Tell yourself, I will work on this for 5 minutes, and then I can stop. That tiny agreement is enough to trick resistance, because once you start, something shifts. Momentum wakes up. Energy awakens. And more often than not, those 5 minutes stretch into 10, into 30, and before you even notice, into completion. Think about it. How many times have you dreaded starting only to find that once you began, it wasn't nearly as bad as you feared? That's the secret the 5-minute rule unlocks. It bypasses the fear. It silences the excuses. It gives you a doorway into action. Remember this. Resistance cannot survive movement. Once you take the first step, procrastination begins to lose its grip. So don't wait for perfect motivation. Don't wait for the mood to strike. Just commit to 5 minutes. 5 minutes of focus. 5 minutes of courage. 5 minutes of action. Because 5 minutes may not seem like much, but it is the spark that can ignite an entire fire. And sometimes just that little spark is all you need to change the course of your day and maybe your life. Step 3, do the most important task in the morning. Mornings are sacred. They are a blank canvas, untouched by the chaos, the noise, and the endless demands of the day. The energy you wake up with, fresh, strong, undistracted, is a gift too few of us truly protect. And yet, so many people squander it. They check their phones, scroll endlessly through social media, answer emails that can wait, or let minor tasks consume the precious first hours. By the time the day is halfway through, the energy's gone, willpower is drained, and the important work, the work that really matters, is left undone. But imagine a different approach. Before the world makes its demands on you, before notifications pull you away, before fatigue, distraction, and doubt settle in. Tackle the one task that truly matters. That one task which moves your goals forward. That task which your future self will thank you for. Complete it first, not second, not third. First. Why does this work? Because energy is finite. Willpower is limited. The earlier you accomplish your most important task, the more control you have over your day, the easier the rest becomes. Momentum begins with one victory. One completed task in the morning sets the tone. It builds confidence, creates pride, signals to your mind, I am capable, I am in control, I am moving forward. Think of your morning as the foundation of a building. If the foundation is strong, the structure can rise tall, stand firm against storms. If the foundation is weak, the building wobbles, cracks, eventually falls. Doing your key task in the morning strengthens that foundation for the entire day, the entire week, and your life. So tonight, decide what your first victory tomorrow will be. Prepare, visualize, guard that morning time like it is sacred, because it truly is. Protect it from distractions, from the noise of the world. And when you complete that one important task before anything else, you will feel it, the quiet power of progress. That single victory in the morning can carry you through every challenge, every decision, every distraction for the rest of the day. Start your day with action. Start your day with focus. Start your day with purpose. And watch how everything else begins to fall into place. Step 4. Remove temptations. The battle for focus isn't fought only in your mind, it's fought in your environment. Every ping, every notification, every open tab is a small thief, stealing your attention, stealing your energy, stealing your potential. And if you are honest, you know this pattern. You sit down to work, a message pops up. You check it, then another and another. And suddenly, the hours are gone, and nothing of importance has been done. But here is the truth. Focus is not only a skill, it is a choice. And that choice becomes easier when you remove the distractions that sabotage it. Turn off notifications. Put your phone out of reach. Close every unnecessary tab. Create a space that honors your goals. A space that supports your concentration. A space where your brain can dive deep into meaningful work without interruption. Think of your environment as the soil in which your discipline grows. Weeds of distraction, left unchecked, will strangle the seeds of progress. But clear the weeds, prepare the soil, and your focus can flourish. Your mind will be free. Free to think, to create, to act with intention. Removing temptations is more than convenience. It is strategy. It is declaring to yourself, I will not let trivial distractions dictate the course of my life. I will guard my focus. I will protect my time. Every small choice to eliminate temptation compounds. Every moment you choose focus over distraction builds a habit, a rhythm, a pattern that eventually becomes unstoppable momentum. So make your workspace sacred. Make your digital space sacred. Let every tool and every object in your environment serve your purpose, not steal it. When you remove the temptations, you remove the excuses. And when excuses are gone, progress becomes inevitable. Remember, your environment is either helping you climb the mountain or it's holding you back. Take control. Remove the distractions. Protect your focus and watch how your productivity and your results begin to soar. Step 5. Reward yourself. We often forget that the brain is wired for reward. Every action we take, every choice we make, is reinforced by a feeling of satisfaction. And when we neglect to reward ourselves for completing a task, our brain begins to associate effort, not with progress, but with discomfort. That's why habits fail. That's why motivation fades. And that's why procrastination, quietly, sneaks back in. But imagine this. Every time you complete a meaningful task, you allow yourself a small celebration. It could be a short walk outside, a cup of your favorite coffee, 5 minutes to stretch, or even just a deep breath and a moment of gratitude. That small reward tells your mind, I see your effort. I honor your action. You are moving forward. Positive reinforcement is powerful. It transforms effort from a chore into a step toward joy. It trains your brain to associate focus, discipline, and completion with satisfaction. And when your mind begins to expect that reward, starting the next task becomes easier, not harder. Momentum begins to build. Action becomes a habit. Progress becomes inevitable. Think of rewards as the fuel for your journey. Completing a task is not just crossing an item off a list. It is a victory. And every victory deserves recognition. This isn't indulgence. It is strategy. It is a way to hack your own brain, to train yourself to love growth, to thrive on accomplishment. So, after finishing that important task, pause, celebrate, enjoy the reward. Even if it's small, it signals to yourself that your effort matters. And the more consistently you do this, the more your productivity, your focus, and your motivation will soar. Reward yourself, not because you are perfect, but because you are persistent. Reward yourself because every step forward is worth honoring. And remember, the journey isn't just about reaching the summit. It's about learning to enjoy each step along the way. Step 1. Make a to-do list and choose one most important task. Every productive day begins with clarity. When your mind is cluttered, crowded with tasks, decisions, and distractions, it becomes paralyzed, stuck, unsure where to start. That's why writing a to-do list is so powerful. Not just any list, but a list where you identify the most important task, the one that will have the biggest impact on your goals, the one that moves the needle, that sets the tone for everything else. And here's the key. Do it first. In the morning, when your energy is at its peak, before distractions pull you away, before the world tries to steal your focus, completing that one critical task early gives you momentum, confidence, a sense of control, and reminds your brain that you are capable of achievement today, right now. Step 2. Try the Pomodoro technique. Focus is like a muscle. It tires easily if overworked. And that's why the Pomodoro technique works so well. Work intensely for 25 minutes. Dive fully into your task. Eliminate all distractions. Close your phone. Silence notifications. Immerse yourself completely. And then take a 5-minute break. Breathe. Stretch. Recharge. Reset. These short bursts of concentrated work allow your brain to perform at its best, avoiding mental fatigue, training your mind to resist procrastination, to value structured periods of effort, and over time, they strengthen your discipline, sharpen your focus, and make it easier to start even the hardest tasks. Think of it as a rhythm: work, rest, work, rest, a flow that builds momentum, without burning out, without overwhelm. A method that teaches your brain to respect effort and reward it with results. Step 3. Keep a productivity journal. Progress isn't always visible at the moment, which is why a journal is so important. At the end of each day, write down what you accomplished, what worked, and what could improve tomorrow. Celebrate every small win. Even finishing a tiny task counts, because small wins build motivation, reinforce the habit of taking action, and remind your brain that effort leads to results, that progress is real, and that your goals are within reach. A journal is a mirror, reflecting what you did, showing you the patterns of your productivity, reminding you of how far you've come, and pointing the way forward, step by step, day by day, action by action. Think about it. A to-do list gives you clarity, the Pomodoro technique gives you focus, and the journal gives you reflection. Together, these tools create a system, a framework, a way to transform scattered effort into intentional progress, to turn procrastination into action, and overwhelm into accomplishment. When you combine these steps, you take control of your day, of your life. You stop letting distractions dictate your results. You stop letting fear, fatigue, or uncertainty hold you back. You begin each morning with purpose, sustain your focus with structure, and finish each day with reflection and celebration. Each small action compounds into bigger results. Each completed task builds confidence. Each day brings you closer to the life you want to create. Remember, productivity is not about doing more. It's about doing what matters most, consistently. Make your plan. Focus with intention. Track your progress. Reward your efforts, and watch as your life transforms. Not by chance, but by deliberate, disciplined action, step by step, day by day, moment by moment. Procrastination is not laziness. It's not a flaw in your character. It's fear whispering softly, "What if I fail?" It's overwhelm telling you the task is too big, too hard, too impossible. And yet, here's the good news. Procrastination can be defeated. You don't need massive motivation. You don't need perfect conditions. You only need small, deliberate steps taken consistently every single day. Start by breaking your tasks into tiny, manageable pieces. Instead of staring at a huge, daunting goal, focus only on the first small action. Promise yourself just 5 minutes of work. Just 5. Often. That first step is all it takes to overcome the resistance. Once you begin, momentum grows, energy shifts, and the fear that once held you back begins to fade. Do the most important things first. While your energy is high, while your mind is clear, don't let distractions steal your focus. Turn off notifications, put your phone away, close the tabs that aren't necessary. Make your environment work for you, not against you. Create space for action, for clarity, for progress. Every small action compounds. Every completed task strengthens your confidence and builds a rhythm of success. Slowly, day by day, these small steps transform into habits. Action becomes natural. Progress becomes visible. And in that space, fear and overwhelm lose their power. And in their place, focus rises, achievement rises, confidence rises. Remember this. Defeating procrastination isn't about doing everything at once. It's about starting, showing up, taking small steps, step by step, minute by minute, and with each step, you reclaim control over your time, over your energy, and over your life. Imagine this. 1 month from now, you look back and you see that you've finally finished something you've been putting off for years. That big project, that personal goal, that task you kept avoiding, completed. The relief, the pride, the momentum. It all begins with one small decision. Today. The power of starting is incredible. When you take action now, even for just 5 minutes, you send a signal to your mind and body. I am capable. I am moving forward. I will not be stopped by fear or doubt. That tiny step grows into a habit. That habit grows into progress. And that progress blossoms into achievement. So, right now, pause and think. What is the one task you will stop procrastinating on today? Write it down. Commit to it. Visualize yourself completing it and feel the sense of accomplishment already building in your mind. That vision will fuel your action and make the work feel possible, even if it seems overwhelming at first. And remember, this is a journey. Each small step you take matters. Share in the comments below. What task will you finally tackle? Let others see your commitment. It strengthens your resolve and inspires someone else to start too. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical tools on growth, productivity, and success. Your journey from delay to action begins today. Take that first step and watch how small actions transform your life, one deliberate choice at a time.